Welcome to Lunch with Legacy Leaders, a weekly talk show with local and national thought leaders discussing issues impacting the Black community. Now introducing our host, Miss Ann Marie Sorrell.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Lunch with Legacy Leaders. I'm your host, Ann Marie Sorrell, President and CEO of the Mosaic Group. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this afternoon. Before we get started with our broadcast, I'd like to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Demez Mendover and Accident Attorneys, AARP, the Florida Lottery, and All of Us Research Program with the University of Miami. Now, today I am joined by one of our special friends and guests. She's been here before, so she's no stranger, Ms. Dionne Polite. And welcome, Dionne. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Nice to see you.
Great seeing you again. And for those who don't know, Dionne is AARP Florida's Director of State Operations. She was with us here probably about a year ago, really shared her journey and, how she got to the role that she's in and the great work that AARP is doing around the country and particularly here in Florida. So if you have not watched that episode, please go back and look for that episode. But today, Dionne is going to share some really cool updates and highlights of what AARP has going on, particularly your innovation program, which who knew? So
who knew? You see, that's what makes this all so exciting. It's that we have the opportunity to really broaden the spectrum of how AARP shows up in our world. And AARP, and I don't know how long the innovation lab has been in place, but I can say it's at least 6 or 7 years old. So it is, our entree into really building strong relevance in the communities that we serve, and not only members, but I say communities that we serve, because this pitch competition that I'm here to share about has diversity in the ages of the people that are the finalists. So it is really about partnering with others that have ideas and concepts that could be beneficial from somebody in the cradle and somebody that's that's aged. So the pitch competition is March 9th, and it is going to be held at the Frost Science Center Museum in Miami. And it's from 7 to 9. And we've got 6 finalists, 4 of whom are from here in South Florida. And if you don't mind, I'd love to be able to say the name of the finalists and also talk about their particular instruments what they're going to be pitching. So first of all, the prize for the winner of the pitch competition is $20,000. That ain't small change, okay?
That is not. Great seed money.
Listen, it's more than penny candy money, and I'm here for it. And then there's another prize that's going to be given, $5,000 cash prize to the people's choice. So that means the audience that's there really gets to vote on who they feel is, the best at their pitch and offers the best value for whatever it is they're talking about. And we're doing, we're spearheading all of this because the pandemic has been detrimental, particularly so to older folk. I kind of say it's an even broader stroke than that, because isolation and loneliness have been one of those two of the issues that we've dealt with older adults and also with young people. So isolation and loneliness, there's been some research that shows that it is as detrimental to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Wow.
That's no joke. No joke. So, can you imagine when you're, because of the shutdown, many of us have just been holed up in our little spaces. And, some of us are blessed in that we have like a large, residence, and so we can move around. But there are others that are confined, right? They're in their spaces that have served them well for years. But now the reality of the shutdown, we're merging out of that, has really produced some serious, not only mental challenges, but some health challenges as well. So this pitch competition is really, I'm really excited about it because I see it as sort of the impetus for what our new norm is going to look like, right? For us understanding that there is hope and there is certainly something to look forward to in the future. So tech solutions are critical in reducing social isolation among older adults. When you think from like telehealth visits to online shopping, virtual connecting with their loved ones, it's cool, but it's not, it's not that human touch. So we've got 6 finalists, and I'll read down the list. And then in no particular order. So there's Mind and Melody Inc. They're from Miami, Florida. Okay. And Mind and Melody uses interactive music programs with educational and therapeutic benefits for individuals that are experiencing neurological impairments in order to improve their quality of life. So that's about music. It is. We also know too, with brain health, arts and creativity really help to keep the brain active. The brain is a muscle, and to keep it active and going, it's so important as we age. And so that's their concept that they're going to be pitching. Then there's Storybook App. They're in Miami as well. And Storybook App combines narrated bedtime stories, music, and relaxation techniques like meditation and infant massage to help parents and grandparents spend high quality time with their children before bedtime to improve emotional health and sleep. That's a beautiful thing. That's the other thing we know, that sleep is a major component to our mental health. So there's that one. Next one is Chattables. They're in West Palm Beach, Florida. And Chattables creates virtual characters to engage isolated older adults in conversation and interactive skits to reduce feelings of loneliness, exercise the social and the emotional brain, and potentially slow the onset of mental decline. Then we have Raz Mobility Llc, and they're in Tysons Corner, Virginia. And they're offering mobile assistive technology and services to people with disabilities, including Raz memory cell phone for seniors with cognitive decline. So this is, as I mentioned about the during the shutdown with loneliness and isolation. One of the things we also from research found out about is that if somebody in, say, like 2019 or even 2020 or 2021 were diagnosed with any sort of brain health issues, whether it's dementia or Alzheimer's, because it happened during the shutdown, their symptoms and their size and their reactions have been escalated. So if you compare somebody that's diagnosed within the last 3 years with Alzheimer's or dementia to somebody who was diagnosed in the year 2000, that person in the year 2000 is doing better with the management of their health, their brain condition, than somebody who was just diagnosed 3 years ago. And it's all based on this whole shutdown, right? Because it has really put a halt to people going out and enjoying fresh air, people having random conversations, all of those experiences that we really took for granted until we couldn't do it. And, or you had to have a mask on. And so there's a limitation to how you communicate. Those things actually really have detrimental effects on people with brain health issues. So let me read you the other two. The next one is Vivo. They're from Atlanta, Georgia. And Vivo provides small group personal training online that, unlike video or live streamed classes, is a live and interactive two-way experience that addresses the loss of strength and independence in older adults. And then lastly, there's Care Vasaki, and they're in Hollywood, Florida. And they aim to reduce social isolation and promote independence through tech education. They do this by matching older adults with tech tutors. And there's no age, you have to be a certain age in order to be a tutor or vice versa. So these are ways to open up our world. And I'm really, really proud to be associated with this initiative, because even though it's a national initiative, AARP Florida will be present and will be participating as well. The judges are incredible. We have Annette Frankie, who was our first Latina president of our national board of directors, and she's here in South Florida as well. She's from South Florida. She is a Puerto Rican, beautiful, amazing, like rock star, and she's one of the judges. Melissa Krinsman is the managing partner at Krillin Ventures, and she is from the office of Mayor Suarez. And I neglected to say that this is in partnership with Venture Miami, and this is one of the initiatives that the city mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, initiated. So it's,
Gotcha.
you know, we're like the old Caribbean people would say, we're walking in high cotton with this one. And then last but certainly not least, Mr. Derek Pearson is the third judge, and he is the co-founder of the Center for Black Innovation. So, you know, it's the right people in the right place at the right time. And I think it will really be something exciting. Mayor Suarez is also going to be present. He's noted as being one of our special guests. And then besides the pitch competition, there's also going to be some entertainment and some games that are played. And then the keynote speaker is Austin Birch. And Austin is the head of client operations of an organization called Papa. And Papa is a Miami-based unicorn. And you know, there's a lot. He's going to share the Papa story, which is one that is really, really interesting, and will probably trigger some people to take that step out if they have an idea or a concept that was planted. You know, hearing about how Papa went from the idea to the concept to actual implementation may help some people in what they want to do next. And then we have Jeannie Swa. And Jeannie is an avid ecosystem builder and Miami tech advocate, and has assumed her role through her work as an in residence at Brex, one of the world's top fintech startups, a VC scout at Florida Funders, and a venture partner at WeFunder. These are the right people that are in the room. And I said, we're going to have entertainment. Steve Greenberg, who is the tech and gadget reporter and author of Gadget Nation. It's a journey through the eccentric world of invention. He's going to there's a game show, and it's called, What the Heck Is That? And, you know, that should be entertaining. There are going to be light bites, beverages, and I'm sure many of your audience has been to the Frost Science Museum. It's beautiful. So the venue is lovely, and it's one of those things that's, you know, it's not going to be ordinary. And, you know, some people might say, why is AARP involved in this? Well, you know, technology is it's one of the tools that people will utilize in order to live their best lives, right? No matter their stage. We know that by 2035, there'll be more people that are age 65 and older than they are under the age of 18. That in itself is like, what? Because 2035, I'm sorry, is not that far away.
No, it's not. Let me interject for a minute. So I want to ask, how did, because it sounds like AARP wanted specifically for these candidates who were going to pitch businesses to have businesses that addressed a particular, solved a particular problem or need. Is that what was the criteria? Like, how did you get from the concept of this pitch competition to now you have these finalists?
So the true idea was about them not defining what their pitch was going to be about, but having them decide with the tools that they're utilizing, how is that going to be beneficial for folk that are young? But as I said, by 2035, you know, those folks that'll be in that space. Mm-hmm. So all of these, it's an eclectic group of pitchers that are going to be presenting, because each one is slightly different. I think that, you know, and this is going to be something that will be done annually. So I think that there are opportunities for people that have ideas to take it to that concept and really, you know, pursue an opportunity like this. We have to move forward. And, as an organization, we understand that. And so moving forward means it's not going to take some of us, it's going to take all of us. And particularly those that have an idea or a concept will only add to the value of what we can produce for ourselves as we get older.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it made me actually think, and I don't know if you guys thought about this, but you talked about people and seniors that have been in isolation. And, is there, or has there been a way, or have you thought about also even, because they're in isolation, so they have an opportunity to create ideas and businesses as well, but they probably have no idea what to do with them, who to go to, or, be like, oh, maybe I'm too old for that, or I'm too, I'm retired,
Yeah.
or I'm, this, maybe I've missed that time. But I think it could be a good, if you guys aren't already doing it, it could be a good way to also get those who have been in isolation, who are trying to figure out what to do or what they can do to keep themselves occupied and minds occupied, to even, maybe they do have ideas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, my hope is that there becomes an awakening or more of an awareness of what AARP is all about. And it propels people to go to the website, aarp.org, click in Innovation Labs, see what comes up, pitch your idea, pitch your concept, start the process. I think it is understanding that the only limitation is you, right? And your mindset. What is it that you want to do? I mean, I know recently I was talking to somebody and they were saying, well, Dee, you're 61, so when are you going to retire? That's not even in my head. And
Right.
I know that I'm not alone, right?
Yeah.
There's so many, because I feel there's still so much to give. There's still so much to learn, and there's still so much to contribute. And I want to make sure that not only the folks here in Florida, but, across the country, even across the world, to understand that age is not your limitation. It's up in here. You got it. Take it and do something with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, listen, there are people who are well over 80 that's out here kicking butt.
What? Listen. Yeah, exactly. Even, I mentioned to you before we got on camera that I lost both my parents. My dad had dementia, but my mom had ovarian cancer. But let me tell you, my mother was a PhD, and to the end, sharp as a tack. When I tell you sharp, she didn't play. Mommy was always reading, and she always had an idea for me. You should be doing this, and AARP should be doing that.
Yeah.
She would have been a great candidate for, one of her concepts,
Yeah.
Because she seems to think, and we do, one of the things she was really passionate about was retired people going into, educators going into the inner city schools and engaging and mentoring young people that were at risk, to really enhance their experience and hopefully make a difference in their outcomes. Yeah. And we have that as well. We have a program called Experience Corps, and that's the premise behind Experience Corps, is to get people that have retired to go back into the school systems across the country and contribute and make a difference.
That's amazing. Yeah. So how does so is this event, the competition, open to the public?
It is. You have to go on Eventbrite to register. So you go onto Eventbrite, and it's called the Connect and Pitch competition. It's on March 9th, and you will, it will come up, and then you just register. And we're expecting about between 250 to 300 people.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So it'll be a sizable crowd. And I think the capacity is 400. So even if you register late, there's a good chance you'll still, be able to attend and experience this. And this is the first time the pitch competition finalists are going to be held here in South Florida. And I want to make such a great impression on the folks from the National Office Innovation Labs that they say, you know what, we should continue to do the finals in Miami. So
I
I'm
mean,
hoping
it's sunny South Florida, of
come
course.
on,
Like,
what would the hesitation be? So I'm hoping that my community will show up so that my colleagues in DC will see, yeah, she knows what she's talking about. Miami is the place because we're the hub right now. South Florida is a hub for innovation and creativity. Let our audience reflect that on Tuesday, on March 9th. Let our audience reflect that is what I'm hoping.
well, I think too, because you have, so for those who are listening, there's a business from West Palm, there's a business from Miami too, right?
Yes, they're one, two, two from Miami, one from West Palm, and another from Hollywood.
Yeah, so I mean, South Florida we got to show
He's
up
showing up.
and support these finalists, and be there to cheer them on. I mean, I think the concepts are amazing, and hopefully one of the South Florida businesses, I'm biased, so hopefully one of the South Florida businesses walks away the winner.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we have to hope and pray. Yes.
Yeah. Well, no, that's phenomenal. So, and then for when would the next one be? Like, if someone's listening right now and they're interested in being a future potential finalist, what do they do? When is the next one? How do they be considered? Any tips?
Well, my tip is this. Go to aarp.org/innovation labs. And I'm not sure they have a timeline yet, but we know that this is going to be completed, right, by next week. So I would imagine either they will announce at the event, how to go about being considered for this competition. And I'm sure they will have information. And as a matter of fact, I'll also make sure that we have information on it on our AARP South Florida website as well, so that those of you that are out there, I know sometimes you could be like in the supermarket. I saw this the other day. So in the supermarket, you go, okay, so now you have to use the wipes, to wipe down the shopping cart before you grab it. But the wipes are like, they have this preparation, right? And you have to like grab one to rip it, but then your hand has been on the other one that somebody else is going to grab. So are we really doing what we're supposed to be doing? There's got to be a better way to do that. I know in the doctor's office, they have that you just put your hand underneath, and because your hand is there, you get the squish.
Yeah.
Maybe in other places, that's what they need to do. There's something else that we need to do. Maybe it is that when they push the carts, the supermarkets or the shopping store, or whatever it is, get the carts, maybe it goes under some sort of infrared light that kills all of the germs. I mean, those are just the ideas that I've thought of, in this.
Look at you. You about to be pitching yourself in a minute.
Girl, I'm ready.
Come up with those ideas, Dionne.
Listen, I'll share them. Hopefully I've planted some seeds by just what I've just shared, and somebody else can take it and just make it happen, because, as people of color, we come from an incredible lineage of scientists and inventors and creators. We are blessed with so many gifts that go unopened. This is the opportunity to begin to explore that.
I love it. And I think that's such a great message for those who are out there. We all have some type of idea that we can birth, or just, a problem that we want to solve. You hit the nail on the head, because I'm always like, why don't they just have one that's turned upside down that I can pull from and it tears off, or it automatically rips it for you or something.
Right.
So, and these are like legit pain points and a simple solution that those who have created things already just obviously didn't think about adjusting the things they've already created. So it presents an opportunity for someone with a new or fresh idea of how. I always tell, because I've taught entrepreneurship for several years at Palm Beach State College. And I also, for our Cannabis Business Incubator Program, I'm the lead instructor for our fundamentals of entrepreneurship in cannabis. So I'm always telling our students and my previous students that, when you look at Steve Jobs, for example, Steve Jobs didn't invent the computer. He didn't invent the MP3 player. He didn't invent the cell phone. what he did was he created new experiences,
Yes.
utilizing all of them for the person. And he created a need that people didn't even know they had.
That's right. That's right.
Using what was already there. So sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel per se. It's how do you make the wheel better? How do you make the experience of the wheel better?
Come on now. Drop a nugget. Hello? Drop a nugget. Yes.
So that's how we got to get people to think about innovation is you don't have to always come up with the first thing, but you can definitely make something out there that exists completely better or make the users and people have a completely different experience with what already exists.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just about focus and intent. And we all have it in us. We all have it in us.
Absolutely. Well, we're here for you, Dionne. I just see that, from our fearless leader here, we will do whatever we can to help you reach your goal. So, let us know definitely how we can continue to help AARP get this message out. Of course, again, for those who are listening, please go to the website. Please go on Eventbrite and register. I'm going to have Dionne share that information once again.
Absolutely. So it's Eventbrite, and you would just put in the Connect 2022 Connect and Thrive pitch competition. And it's taking place on March 9th from 7 to 9 at the Frost Science Museum.
Absolutely. So we will we'll also put it in the comments as well. So that way anyone who is tuned in, or if you tune in a little later, if you're tuning in after this broadcast, you can definitely still see it in the comments on how you can go and register. And then also make sure you go to aarp.org and Innovation Lab, correct?
That's right. That's exactly right.
To see how you can get your next big idea for the next competition out there. And hopefully we have more South Florida finalists in the future. This is so exciting. And you have some great judges. So I'm sure that they're going to have, based on what you just read on here today, they have their work cut out ahead of them of who they're going to select.
They do. Both the judges and then the people that are in the audience for the People's Choice.
There's a People's Choice.
There's the People's Choice. The People's Choice is the $5,000 reward, cash money. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So you know what? Every person who is pitching better have their people there.
Yes. See, that's what makes sense, right? That's what makes sense.
Yeah, because at least they'll also have an opportunity for. Now, what if the person who wins by the judges and the People's Choice, can they win both?
No, separate. So the winner from the judges gets $20,000, and then the People's Choice Award is $5,000 cold cash.
Okay. Nice.
That's more than bread money. So that's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing. Well, I am excited about it. And I definitely hope those who are listening can attend. And Dionne, I truly appreciate all the work that you do in our community and what you do for the people in our community. So thank you. And as always, we love having you on the show.
Thank you. I love you guys. You know that. I love you guys. And I really appreciate the time that you've given me today. I'm really excited about this initiative and would really like to encourage everyone in the audience and you know what, and share it with others so that we could be there and be present to experience this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. Stay with me for a moment. Just a few quick announcements. We definitely want to thank you as one of our sponsors, AARP, as well as our other sponsors for making this broadcast possible, Domestic and Dover Accident Attorneys, the Florida Lottery, and all of us research programs at the University of Miami. Also, our partner at Broward College, if you are looking for a higher paying job, and I'm talking about jobs that pay $40 plus dollars per hour.
Oh, wow.
And you want to start a life-changing career in 2 years or less with Broward College's Fast Track Certification Program. Training is available for South Florida's top earning industries, and you can visit broward.edu/Fast Track Legacy or call 954-306-9085 to learn more. Also, this is the last week for our this is the last day for our Power Issue nominations. So if you know someone in South Florida that are doing amazing work and they're making power moves, and they are one of our most powerful and influential Black professionals in business and industry, please feel free to submit your nominations today at miamediagrp.com. And of course, if you have not checked out our other shows, we have a show for everyone. Mondays, we have The Business of Black Business at 1 p.m. with Jay Reynolds. Tuesday, My Money, Your Money at 7 p.m. with Bridgette Lumpkins. Wednesday, Soul, where we cover fashion, art, music, and lifestyle with Nikki Jellin at 7 p.m. Thursdays, yours truly at noon with Lunch with Legacy Leaders. And of course, we cannot forget about all of the amazing Black-owned restaurants in South Florida, covered by one and only Chef Irie at 7 p.m. with Flavors of South Florida. Make sure you share this video. And as always, mark your calendar and join us again next Thursday at noon. Thank you again, Dionne, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you, Queen. Wonderful seeing you.
Good seeing you as well.